welcome to my channel. In our last video we are finished with external morphology and anatomy of thallus riccia. In this video we are going to discuss about the reproduction of riccia. Riccia reproduce mainly by two methods, that is by vegetative and sexual method. Vegetative method of reproduction in riccia is quite common and it takes place by different method. So let us discuss each method one by one. First one is death and decay of older portion of thallus. Look at the figure A. Here is Riccia thallus and it is a mature thallus of Riccia, and when the thallus is fully mature it starts decay from the base. Look at the B. Here the dotted line indicates the decay of thallus, and when the decay reaches up to the dichotomy, it divided into two equal half or two half, as it is dichotomously branched. When the decay is to dichotomy, it divided into two parts. Look at C. Here is the two fragment A and fragment B. And when it is divided into two fragments, it turns into a new thallus. Here is the new thallus of Riccia from the fragment segment. Next is vegetative reproduction by means of adventitious branches and by means of tuber. Vegetative method by means of adventitious branches is found in the aquatic species of Riccia. As we discussed in our first video, the aquatic species of Riccia is Riccia fluitans, is the only species of Riccia which are aquatic, and it shows vegetative method of reproduction by means of adventitious branch. Look at the figure G. Here is the vegetative method by adventitious branches. The mother body, the mature mother plant, it develop adventitious branches from the body of thallus. Here is the adventitious branches which are developed from the mother body, and in favorable environmental condition, when this adventitious branch are mature, it detached from the mother body and torn into a new thallus. Next is by tuber. Look at the E and F image. Here is the E and F. Here is the E and F image. Look at the apical portion. Here are the tuber, rounded stalkless structure, and these rounded stalkless structures are called tuber. It is developed during dry condition or when the thallus complete the sexual phase. After completing the sexual phase, or when the dry condition is there, the thallus of Riccia develop some rounded stalkless structure at its apex, and it is called tuber. When the favorable conditions arise, these tubers are detached from a mother body and germinate to form a new thallus. And it is found many species of Riccia like Riccia discolor, Riccia vesciata, Riccia billaredi, etc. Next is vegetative reproduction by means of hibernation of apical region and by rhizoid. Hibernation, the term itself indicates the method of reproduction, that is, in Riccia discolor, the thallus at the end of a growing season grow down into the soil and buried himself into the soil. When the favorable conditions are there, these buried apex grow up and give rise a new thallus. Next is birhizoid. It is found in Riccia, Glaucia. Here the apex of rhizoid develops gamma-like structure. Gamma is a cup-like structure found embedded in the dorsal surface of the thallus, but in Riccia thallus the gamma cup is absent. But in the rhizoid of Riccia, gamma-like structures are developed and it gives rise a new young thallus during favorable environmental condition or favorable season. So here we finish with vegetative reproduction. In Riccia, let's discuss the sexual reproduction of Riccia. In Riccia, sexual reproduction takes place by means of antheridia or archegonia. You may say sexual reproduction is oogamous in Riccia. The male sex organ is the antheridium and the female sex organ is archegonium. As the thallus is monoecious, both the sex organ being situated in the mid-dorsal groove, antheridium is present inside a cavity called antheridial cavity. Here is the antheridial cavity inside which antheridia is present. And it have an opening called antheridial pore. Here is the antheridial pore. Antheridial pore. The opening of antheridial cavity called antheridial pore. The antheridial chamber with antheridium lies embedded. Here is the antheridial chamber and here is the glove shape or globular anther, and it is embedded in partly in the tissue of a photosynthetic region and partly in the tissue of storage region. What is photosynthetic and what is storage? We are already discussed in our first video. So the mature antheridium consists of a small stalk. Here is the stalk and the stalk is multi-layered and only a few celled. Here is the stalk. Body is composed of a central mass of either androcyte or antherozoids. Here is the body. Each have a antheridial chamber and within the chamber androcytes are present. And the androcytes are enclosed by a hyaline protective jacket. Here is the white hyaline protective jacket and it is sterile in nature. Sterile means it doesn't take part in reproduction. And each androcyte produces a single antherozoid. The antherozoids is twisted and biflagellate in nature. Somehow it looks like this and it have two flagella. Looks like this and it have flagella. These are biflagellated antherozoid. This androcyte or antherozoid give rise. This androcyte produce antherozoid or sperm. You may say sperm. When the androcytes are mature, they comes out by rupturing the outer jacket and swims for some times. Next is archegonium. Archegonium is the male sex organ and it is flag shape in structure. Archegonium is shortly stalk and consists of a broad venter and long neck. Here is the neck canal cell and here is the ventral canal cell or venter. venter is one-celled and the lower portion of ventral cell contain egg cell. In the globular structure, globular basal portion of venter contain egg. The neck is consists of 6 vertical rows of cells and it is 6 to 9 inch in height. It possesses 4 neck canal cells. Here is the 4 neck canal cell. It also protected by the protective jacket. Before fertilization, all the axial cells except egg, all cells are degenerated and the cover cells spread open to facilitate the entry of androzoids. The androzoids are the sperms which are liberated by rupturing the jacket. These are swims in water. Water is necessary for fertilization in case of bryophytes. So the sperms or androzoids are swims in water. When this opening it comes in contact with archegonial opening, it travels through the neck canal cell and reaches to the egg and fertilization takes place. And the zygote is diploid in nature. And the diploid zygote is the first cell of next sporophytic generation. So let us discuss the sporophyte. The sporophyte is embedded in the tissue of a thallus. It is present in the venter of a fertilized archegonium. Sporophyte is represented by the capsule only. Here is the capsule sporophyte, VTS of a sporophyte. And only the capsule, foot and seta are absent. The young capsule is a jacket layer and it is 2-layered calyptra. Here is the 2-layered calyptra derived from venter. This calyptra is the extension of a venter. The mature sporophyte has a spore tetrad. These are the spore tetrad. These are the spore tetrad inside the sporophyte. These remain surrounded by outer layer of a calyptra. The inner layer of a calyptra is jacketed and disintegrate. The spores are discharged. When the calyptra, inner layer of calyptra disintegrate, the spores are spores are released and each spore ranges from 0.05 to 0.012 mm in diameter and consists of a spore wall. Look at here the spore surface view and it is the microscopic view in B portion. So it is 3-layered exosporium, middle mesosporium and inner endosporium. The entire spore wall is irregularly thickened and folded. So here is the finished the sporophyte which lack foot and seta. Only the capsule is there, calyptra form the venter and the spore tetrad comes out by rupturing the calyptra. Spore is 3-layered, that is exosporium followed by mesosporium and endosporium. So here we finish the spore is germinate and turns into a new thallus. Let us discuss the life cycle. Here is the male gamete and female gamete, that is archegonia and antheridia. Fertilized oospore or zygote, embryo sporangium, spore mother cell meiosis, spore, and finally leads to formation of Riccia thallus. So here we finish with reproduction in Riccia. If you have any query, please comment in the comment box. Thank you.